Hi, my name is James Shepard, and today I want to talk to you about 2 keys to cutting your sales cycle in half. 2 keys to cutting your sales cycle in half. Now, really, these 2 keys can help you to cut your sales cycle all the way down to a one-call close. And, I'm always amazed as I talk to different salespeople in various, ISOs and processing companies. There's always these top salespeople that close 70 to 80% or more of their deals on the spot on the first visit. And so that stuff can be done. You can cut your sales cycle time tremendously. Many of you, your average sale takes you a week or 2. You could easily cut that down to a day or 2. And so I'm going to give you the 2 keys to accomplishing that. So the first key, if you want to dramatically cut your sales cycle time down, is be ready to make a sale when you walk in the door. Be ready to make a sale when you walk in the door. Now, I'm going to give you a very practical tip. I would be willing to bet that 95% of you, if not more, probably 99% of you that are watching this video or listening to this podcast have never even done this. And it's crazy because it is so important and it is so valuable. And that is this. Get somebody that you trust, your spouse, significant other, family, friend, pastor, mentor, whoever. Get somebody and ask them for an hour of their time, okay? And you got to think through this process. They are going to be the merchant, okay? And you're going to give them a whole story. Hey, you own a pizza shop. You process $15,000 a year. Here's your merchant statement. Give them a fake merchant statement. You can print one off from one I've had on one of my training or something. But here's your merchant statement. You need to have your driver's license, a voided check, a business, whatever it is. Give them everything, and then role play walking into a business. And they should even know what their objections are going to be and all of that. You have to literally go in and go through the whole process and close the sale. I've mentioned this often in my training, but I think one of the most shocking things to me when I go and do sales training events for processors is especially the first time I go, I will inevitably do this role play session where I don't tell them what I'm thinking, but what I do is I basically know in my mind I am a prospect that is willing to sign up right now, okay? I'm willing to sign up right now. And I go around the room and I role play with the 10 sales reps in the room that I'm training. And I'm like, all right, give me your pitch. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Oh, that sounds really good. Yeah. Oh, wow, that would be awesome. Yeah, I really do need that. I'm just the easiest customer ever. And I would say less than 1 in 10 sales reps that I've done that pitch with has sold me. And I'm trying to buy from them and they can't sell me. Because they inevitably get to this point in the process where they're like, well, I guess let me get your statement and I'll see what I can do. And you're like, okay, what are you thinking? And the problem is most salespeople have planned their entire presentation with the expectation that everyone is going to say no. Well, that's really stupid because are some people going to say no? Yes. Are you going to make any money from them? No. The only people you're going to make any money from are the people that say yes. So plan your whole sales process around somebody saying yes. So what you want to do is, again, role play it. Get people in there, sit down with them. Now you say, well, James, hold on a second. What about the statement analysis? How do we do all that? Because I'm going to get the statement, and then what do? Well, what you do is you go to instantquotetool.com and you sign up for a 30-day free trial. Now, of course, I'm biased because myself and my developers, we built instantquotetool.com, but I personally believe it is the best tool in the industry, largely because I built it and I just think I'm the best, right? So obviously I'm biased about this thing, but here's the deal. The bottom line is while you're sitting in front of a merchant, you can pull this thing up on your smartphone, and because of the algorithms we have that are predictive, we basically build a new statement for you based on the fees you've given us, based on the interchange table that we generate. And so it's really, really easy to use this thing. It's a couple forms you have to fill out and that's it. So it can literally take you, 1 minute or less to create that proposal. And then you can show them, hey, look at what we can save you right while you're sitting in front of them and say, now I'm going to go and email you this proposal so you have a copy of it. Then you move on to the next thing, right? So if you want to cut your sales cycle time in half, you have to be prepared to make a sale and then leave the business with every single piece of documentation that you need. You got to ask for everything that you need, you got to leave, and you got to send everything in that you need to the processor. So if you're new to a processor, try that out. Fill out a completed agreement, everything, send it to your customer support person and say, hey, this is a fictitious pizza shop. Did I get everything right? Like seriously, you need to do this, okay? Because if you don't understand the paperwork, if you're not comfortable with the paperwork, you are not gonna make a sale out in the field, or it's gonna take you forever to make a sale, okay? So number one, make sure you're ready to make a sale. And again, if you haven't done so already, go to instantquotetool.com, sign up for a free 30-day trial. I would really appreciate that. We actually opened it up this week to where you can get a free 30-day trial. Even if you had one in the past, you can get a new 30-day trial. So if you're not already subscribed to the Instant Quote Tool, maybe you've been living in a cave in the dark without a night light, and so you didn't know that this existed. But you know, it's time to wake up and see the light, okay? InstantQuoteTool.com. It's $29 a month. Really, like, do you think you can get some value out of this tool? If it helps you make one extra sale a month, it'll pay for itself probably 10 times over just in upfront money, not to mention residuals, okay? So get InstantQuoteTool.com, free 30-day trial. Also, if you go to InstantQuoteTool.com on the homepage, we have two links. On Friday, I'm doing 10 a.m., 4 p.m. Eastern, two different screen shares where I'm gonna do a demo, show you how to use the Instant Quote Tool in your sales process. And so if you're curious to learn more about it, definitely check that out. If you're an ISO that wants it branded, let me know. So anyway, there we go. There's my pitch. So let's move on to number two, right? The second thing you gotta do, first one is make sure you have everything you need to close the sale, get all the paperwork, and walk out with the deal. Number two, make sure you're ready to give your value proposition when you're at the business, okay? You have got to be ready. Now, what do I mean by this? What I mean is you need to think through the different verticals you're going after. Right before I shot this video, actually, I was helping a rep who has a merchant that needs invoicing. So they're using QuickBooks right now for their processing, which is really expensive because they have a service business. And what they do is they send emails to a customer after they are done servicing them with an invoice. And it says, click here to pay, right? And so they have invoicing. Well, you know, they had to contact me and say, what do I use with that? Now, this is a new rep, and so I totally understand that. So I had to point them to their processor, and they went to their processor and found out, sure enough, there's a gateway that they can use. It's NMI Gateway was the one they were using, and it has invoicing. Most gateways do. But unfortunately for that rep, they had to leave the business and now they have to go back. And again, they're new, that's the way it goes. But as you're getting more and more experienced, you've got to think through that stuff so that the next time you go, in your briefcase, in your portfolio book, you've got that form you need to get them signed up with that particular gateway. So if you run into somebody again, you're ready to do this and you're ready to talk about the value proposition, right? Like if you're doing invoicing through QuickBooks, let me explain why you should use me instead. Right? If you're a nail salon, let me explain why you should use me instead. If you're a Chinese restaurant using Square, which is very common right now in that market segment, here's why you should use me instead, right? You need to have these value propositions. So go to YouTube, youtube.com/ccsalespro. I've got a playlist there. If you click on playlists, I think I did 7 or 8 specific business types: how to sell merchant services to auto repair, how to sell merchant services to hair salon, whatever. Go through those. Make sure that you know for your specific processor and your value proposition, what is that? Why should they buy from you? You need to be able to instantly know why they should buy from you right now. Otherwise, you're going to really, really struggle as you're getting out in the field and trying to cut that sales cycle time in half. So those are 2 keys you can use to cut that sales cycle time in half. Hopefully I'm going to get to see you on Friday at either 10 a.m. or 4 p.m. If you go to instantquotetool.com, if you're watching this video later, that's fine. Go to instantquotetool.com. Odds are we're going to have some demos coming up. Register for one of those demos, check out the tool, or go ahead and click on Get Started Now and start a new 30-day free trial. And then after the trial, it's only $29 a month. You're not even going to notice that, but it's going to provide a huge extra value to you as you're trying to cut that sales cycle time in half. And I'll show you exactly how on Friday. My name is James Shepard. Thanks for watching and listening.